All right, so this right here, all the time. Josh, would sell my house, but I can't possibly justify giving up a 3% mortgage. And I get it, you know, you might be exactly right, but you know, Dom put together here a nice scenario. We're gonna run it through, draw it out for you on the board of why a 3% mortgage might actually be costing you money every month. So
part of this is because our mortgage is not the only interest rate we have in our lives.
yeah, that's huge.
So Josh's gonna run through this. I'm gonna throw some numbers at him and he's gonna draw it out. So in this example, we're gonna take a house, somebody's home, and they owe $400,000 on it, let's say.
Okay, so $400,000 mortgage balance.
Yep.
Okay.
And then in this scenario, we are gonna say that the interest rate, you know, they bought during COVID. It was a good time. So they got 3%.
3% interest rate.
And their principal and interest payment right now is $1,686 a month.
What is it?
$1,686.
$1,686 a month principal and interest for their current balance at 3%. Okay.
Right, and like you said, 3% sounds great. Sounds really good, right?
Yeah.
But what else do we owe? What other debts do we have?
What are some common ones you
Right? So in this example,
Okay.
we are going to say that this particular person
Yep.
owes, let's say $35,000 in credit cards.
Okay. 35K in credit cards.
Yep.
Okay.
And their monthly payments on those are, let's call it $1,000 a month.
Because that's like, I mean, what on average 24% for a credit card?
It might even
people?
be more than that.
More than
but
that.
let's just call it 1,000.
Okay, $1,000 a month.
Yeah, easy
Okay.
math.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, and then just like every other consumer in America, they got a car loan.
Car loan.
Yep.
Okay. And what's a
Probably
balance on that?
Let's call it 30,000. Yeah.
Okay. 30K car loan. Okay. And that's, I don't even know.
And let's say that they have okay credit. It's about 8%, so their payments, I don't know, $610 a month.
610.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, and then on top of this, for whatever reason, they've also got a personal loan that they owe $35,000 on.
Okay. 35K personal loan. Maybe they paid off some other debt with it. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe do a little consolidation.
Useful tool sometimes. Okay.
And in this scenario, let's say that payment's $830 a month. Let's use that number.
830. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now, as Josh is writing all this up, one thing we definitely have to talk about that I think we could call the elephant in the room here is almost everybody's got student loans too.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
we're not even throwing student loans in here. That's
Okay.
a whole other,
Yeah.
you know.
We already got a good amount of
Animal.
debt, but that's true.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
That's pretty common right now.
So now, if you look at this scenario, you add up what Josh has got over there in the current payment, $1,686,
Okay. So we got 1686
current mortgage.
plus the
You got these debts here.
yeah.
That's $2,440 a month.
2440 a month. Okay. Thanks for not making me do that.
Yep.
Math.
So total debt right now that this particular person's paying is $4,126 a month.
4,126
Yep.
per month. Current payment, mortgage, other debts they got. Okay. Okay.
So now what we're going to show you guys is in this particular scenario here, we're going to assume these people with their fantastic 3% interest rate that they couldn't get if they tried to get a loan right now. We're going to assume they got $150,000 in equity.
Yeah.
So
Very
let's
reasonable,
Let's just throw
right?
150 up here just so we know what we're working with.
Okay, so they got 150 in equity right now, which we know, like, the stats show that, I mean, it's like 50% of people have at least 50% of equity. Yeah, 50% of mortgages have at least 50% of equity. So in this scenario, they owe 400,000. Very, very realistic that somebody's going to have 150K in equity, maybe even closer to perhaps 300K, right? So we'll just cut that in half. Okay, so they got 150K in equity.
Right.
What are they going to do with that?
So in this example, what we're going to do, we're going to take this 150,000 and we're going to do two things. First thing we're going to do is everybody sees here 35, 35, and 30. We got 100,000 in debt.
Okay.
So we're going to wipe those out.
Boom. So we're going to boom,
Gone,
boom,
gone.
pay those off.
We also just wiped out $2,440 a month in debt. And of course, the caveat to this is they sold their home. So,
Right.
so this mortgage is gone too.
Yep.
They're cool, they're cool little, 3% interest rate and 1686 mortgage. That's gone. So now you're thinking, well, what are they going to do now? So next thing they're going to do, they're going to go and take the remaining 50,000 that they've got,
Okay.
and let's say for simple purposes, they're going to buy a $500,000 house.
Okay. So we got new house. Boom, boom. Ooh, look at a little bit bigger. So $500K house.
Yep.
They just took another $50K down.
Yep.
Okay. So they've got a
So they're borrowing $450.
borrowing $450.
Yep.
Okay.
And Josh and I are we're gonna go a little positive today, and what do we want to call it? Maybe pie in the sky at the moment. And we're gonna say these people were able to get a 5.5% interest rate.
Okay.
You know,
Cool.
I think we all hope interest rates get to 5.5%.
But I mean, are you're doing them right now? You see, because we're like around probably 6, 7 like today. Like that's the average rate, but we're getting people structured around 6.
Yeah, you know,
that? What do you
I would
think?
say today,
Yeah.
you know, conventional rates were somewhere 6.75 probably.
Okay.
You know, if you're a veteran, we appreciate all our veterans out there.
Yeah.
You know, maybe low 6s, FHA somewhere in the low 6s too.
Yeah.
But in this scenario,
Cool.
you know, we're hoping things get there. Let's just say that.
Okay. Well, so let's go off that.
Yeah.
Just for sake of this here, breakdown.
So now,
Nice.
when we look at all this, you guys see everything that's going on here. Well, on this mortgage, at that interest rate, we'd be looking at a payment of principal and interest at $2,500 a month.
New payment, $2,500 a month. Cool.
Right. So now, if we look at all this stuff that's going on, you know, Josh is kind of circling what we were paying.
Yeah, because we were paying right here $4,126. Now they're paying
$2,500.
$2,500, right?
Yep.
So boom. I mean, they're saving right there. What's that?
1,000
$1,600.
$1,626 a month.
$1,626 per month savings. If you were to sell at your 3% mortgage, use equity, we're going to pay off these debts, and we're going to actually move that over into perhaps a little bit larger home, and your new payment is going to save you at this higher interest rate given around $1,600 a month. That's pretty cool.
So if we take this $1,626 a month and we annualize it, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at savings of $19,125 a year.
19,
Excuse me, $19,500 a year.
$19,500 a year.
Yeah.
All right, 20 grand a year you could be saving.
Yeah, and this could be money, you know, if you've got kids, this could be money you put in your kid's college fund or put in emergency savings, whatever it is. So
That's pretty well. I mean, now this is a particular scenario, right? This isn't a magic trick. This isn't a fit for everybody. I mean, maybe for one, you just love your home. You're not even planning on selling, right? Whatever the scenario might be, the point is that everybody's fixated on this right here,
Yes.
right? And that, as we know, is not, like Dom said, the only interest rate in your life when you're looking at some of these other items. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
You know, one thing is we never look at just one number in isolation by itself. You know, when we sit down with somebody, we look at everything. We look at what's your income, what are your assets, what are your current debts. And so, you know, there's a lot of people who would look at this number up here, this 150,000, and they go, oh, you know what? I'm cool selling, but I want to buy this $500,000 house. I want to put all this down. I don't care about paying off this debt.
Yeah, true.
Right? And
True.
they're totally okay to do that, but look at what happens when you do. Look at the savings.
Yeah.
You know, and in this situation, you know, maybe they use this to, you know, I don't know, go get a new car. I mean, who knows? It's their call, whatever they want to do, but it's just showing you this is possible.
The option is there, and it just when you do that math, it's pretty drastic, you know, going to, you know, nearly a double in your interest rate on your house, which is what so many people are hung up on. So, I mean, that's what's neat. You know, frankly, don't expect you to be able to go and draft this math out. This is a lot we're looking at here, and you know, and how do we go and calculate, you know, these interest rates and what the overall impact that is of the compounding interest, right? Like he said, the student loans as well. So I mean, that's what we're here for. You know, if you're needing a resource and you want to kind of just look at your full financial picture, you know, reach out to one of us. We'd love to run through it with you. Obviously, Dom's a specialist there on the finance side, but this is huge.
Yeah,
So-
and I think one thing, you know, we really want to really make super evident to everybody is this conversation is not about the mortgage.
No.
What we're explaining to you is this is about cash flow,
100%.
right? You're looking at this going, well, I love my 3%. I want to, you know, cuddle up in bed every night because I love my 3% mortgage rate, right? But I'm going to give it up and go 2.5% higher? Well, you are, but look at the return at the end of the rainbow.
Exactly right. It's a cash flow. Yeah, so many people, because a lot of people are here. I mean, the data shows too. There's like, you know, a third of mortgages right now are below 3.5%. Over half of the mortgages right now are right about, you know, are under 4%. So this is a lot of people in this boat. So if this is you and you're just like, you know, I would move, I would love to sell, whatever your scenario might be, but I can't possibly justify this. Maybe it makes sense when we actually pencil it out. So,
And one thing we've actually
consider.
done is we've put together a calculator that we can take your current mortgage, your current credit cards, your auto loans, your student loans, whatever it is, and we can analyze what are you spending now, what kind of equity do you have, what could we do to get rid of some of that debt. But the other piece of this that a lot of people don't think about is let's look at what's going on here. 3%, you know, this probably averages somewhere in the 24% range, I'd say. You know, 8%, call this 12.
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
take
yeah.
all that into consideration,
Right,
you may
right.
have a 3% mortgage, but at the end of the day, you know, your effective, or what a lot of people would call your blended interest rate, is probably going to be closer to 6%. So yes, you're giving up 3 to get 5.5, but when you get rid of all of this stuff up here, you know, because you're paying this right now, you're actually lower.
Yeah, that's right. In this scenario, you actually are paying a lower
plus your
interest
cash flow is, you know,
It's higher.
$1,600 a month
rate.
better.
Yeah, 20 grand more a year. You could do a lot with that. So that's super neat. Yeah, that's a great breakdown. It's a really good observation. And again, this is just a very real scenario for a lot of folks out there.
For sure.
So, I mean, again, you know, if you got questions about this, you want to see where you're at financially, and maybe what your buying power perhaps really looks like by shifting into the higher interest rates that are a reality right now, you know, reach out to us. Love to run through it with you.
Most definitely.
So, cool. We'll catch you on the next one.
Nice.